guys, welcome back to our channel. For those of you all who, for those of you, who are new to us, we are the Sam, Nicole, and Fifi show here on YouTube, and on our channel we talk about all things love, life, relationship, and pop culture from both the millennial perspective and the Generation X perspective. We are a dynamic mother-daughter duo. We are the only mother-daughter duo here on YouTube that's been doing these type of videos for the past 3 to 4 years now. So we hope you like what you see on our show. If you do like what you see on our show, give us a thumbs up to help us out with the algorithm, and also be sure to share and subscribe as well, and comment. We love when you guys engage with us. My name is Sam Nicole. This is my beautiful mother, Fifi. Absolutely gorgeous.
And I just want to say one thing. I am Generation X, and she's a millennial. It's not young and old. It's called Millennial and Generation X. That's the duo. Mm-hmm. There may be many out there, but we cannot be duplicated.
Right. Duplicated nor replicated.
Okay.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
All right, cheers. Okay, so tonight, what are we going to be talking about, Mom? We've been gone for a minute. We've been traveling. We've been living life.
Summertime.
Yeah, we've been doing all of that. So that's why you probably have been like, where have y'all been at? For those of you who subscribe to us.
Yeah, we just been having fun. We've been going to summer concerts, and we just been kicking it. Mm-hmm. Kicking it. I got a event going on with my business.
Tell them about that plug. Shameless plug.
Let me do my plug. I am the owner of Innovative Business Consulting. Mm-hmm. I have an online paid Facebook event. Go over to that Facebook page and register for that event. It's only $35.99. The name of the event is 10 Business Strategies to Grow and Build Your Business. That is a steal, guys. That $35.99 is a steal, because my intro consulting fee that I charge for 30 minutes is $35. So you're going to get me for a whole hour on July 28th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll get me for a whole hour. I'm going to give you the 10 business strategies, and then we're going to have a Q&A where you can ask me anything that is specifically tailored to your business model. So this is a steal for $35.99. So go over to my Facebook page, Innovative Business Consulting, and click the link and register for the event. You still have time. We're about 2 weeks out, July 28th. Go over there and register for that event, and I'm just excited about it. I'm excited to share these 10 business strategies that I learned from one of the top business schools in the country. Most of you guys know that I do have my MBA, so I am qualified to share this information with you. It's information that I've gained by getting my MBA, and I'm going to share it with you for this hour. So make sure you go over there and register for that event. All right, that's my plug.
All right, girl. Go ahead and plug that business, honey. All right. So what are we talking about tonight? We didn't say. What we talking about?
So tonight we're going to talk about, and I'm going to give my perspective as Generation Millennial and Generation X, mm-hmm. and she'll give hers as the Millennial. And this is what our channel is all about. It's about different perspectives coming from different age groups.
Right.
So I just want to make sure that everybody understands that. So we're going to talk about the football player.
Okay, so Richard Sherman, I believe. Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about that we saw on
and DV. We got to say DV on YouTube. DV? I don't know if they'll let us say the full word.
DV.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. We got to say DV. Yeah.
What did you think about that when you saw that video? I saw it on social media.
Well, when you showed, you was like, Mom, did you see his And this is how we come up with our topics. We talk, all day long. Ma, did you see this? What you think about this, Ma?
She'll say, man, did you see this? What you think about that?
And so we're all day long, we're just talking and we're discussing different things, and she's giving her input and I'm giving my input. So on this particular situation, when I looked at it, guys, I was like, well, football players, they suffer, through head injury. CTE.
I believe that's the term.
That's the term. But when she told me, I hadn't seen the video. But then after she told me, I saw the video.
And what'd you see in the video?
And when I saw the video, it was alarming. He was kicking and beating on the door and cussing and hollering like a crazy man, like he was a maniac, like he had just totally had a mental breakdown. And it was scary. It was totally scary, and it was really disturbing to see him act like that at this girl's parents' house. He had no respect for her, her parents, the children, or anything. It was just like he had just snapped and lost it, like a crazy person. Mm-hmm. So it was very disturbing to me. So once I saw it, my whole perspective and outlook of it changed immediately. It was like, oh my goodness, this is not normal behavior. If he would have got in that house, he would have harmed them for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
I think so too.
Because he was like a raging mad. Mm-hmm. And the longer he hit on the door, the more madder he got because they wouldn't let him in. And he couldn't gain, entry to the house. And, and it's just some of the comments that, you see on the Shade Room. What type of door was that? Hey, he probably bought the house. Mm-hmm. How we just think so lightly of DV. How we just think that it's a joke. But it's a joke until that happens to your loved one, your mother, your sister, your aunt. It's a joke. It's all funny and you can make little, funny comments about it until you're involved in DV. Then it's not a joke anymore. And I just think it's just heartless because you can hear somebody actually screaming in the house, just terrified of this raging man trying to get in this house. And, I can imagine how they felt. She had her kids in there, which is his kids. So what was going through his mind? You know what I'm saying? And you were saying that he had just got out of jail on probation.
He had just got out of jail. I don't know if he's on probation, so let's not say that.
Allegedly.
But he had just got out of jail because they had got into a dispute.
Yeah, so
like a day or two prior. And then he got out of jail and went to her.
Right. So you get out of jail for DV, and then you go back and commit DV again?
So attempted to, trying to break into the house.
Attempted to. Allegedly. So it's just like, me personally, as a society, I think we take DV lightly. I think that we don't know exactly what it is. We think DV is somebody physically getting attacked physically, but DV comes in all types and forms.
It could be mentally, it could be verbally, emotionally.
Right. And I don't think as a society, financially, and I don't think as a society we understand the severity of it. We take light of it. I don't know if it's because we've been exposed to it or we're just a society where we just go along with anything, to be in relationships or, but things like this situation escalates.
Yeah, I would say from my perspective, I would agree with you. It was, looking at the comments, but also we have to understand in the Shade Room, most of the time it's like a different type of demographics.
Yeah.
Primarily, it's usually like a common trend of thought process. Obviously, I'm not saying everybody who comments or follows the Shade Room thinks the exact same, but for the most part, it's pretty. The group thought is pretty much the same most of the time on certain discussions.
The mindset,
the mentality,
and it's so
It's cringeworthy.
Yes.
Sure. I also don't think this was the first time they've ever had a DV dispute or situation. I'm pretty just intuitively and just looking at that video, it probably does allegedly happen often in their marriage, in their household, and I'm pretty sure their children are aware of it and see what's going on, and how it's impacting their mother. I don't think that's something you want to play with. I don't think it's something you should make excuses for. I think that's the situation that you definitely should take seriously. I wouldn't go back to it, but I'm not in her shoes. I'm not married to a man like that. I don't have children with a man like that. So, it's easy to say what you would or wouldn't do when you're not in a particular situation. I know the first time he got arrested, before he got arrested, his wife alleged that he said he was going to kill himself. So maybe she's concerned that if she leaves him, he may kill himself, or allegedly, I don't know. But I think that's a situation where you need to get out of fast. Because at any moment, things could go left and end fatally.
It's definitely not the first time that has happened. And I want people to understand, like I was telling you, DV starts in all type of forms.
Yeah,
it can start verbally,
being controlling, telling you what to wear, where to go, want to isolate you.
Don't do this, and next time you this, and don't say that, and you can't go here. And it's the tone and the delivery of how a person interacts with you, coming off intimidating, controlling. It starts there first. And those are signs that you have to be aware of. You guys know that I am 50 plus.
A well-preserved 50 plus.
I've seen it all and I've done it all. So when I talk to you guys about things like this, I'm coming from, not from what I heard. Of course, Samantha hasn't experienced any of this, thank God. And she never will, because experience doesn't always have to be your teacher. You can listen to people, but experiencing DV, it comes in all types of forms. It comes, like I said, in verbal abuse. That's where it starts. Somebody talking to you in a downgrading way. Somebody raising their voice at you, or different body languages and gestures, pointing their finger and bucking at you. All of that is DV. All of that is abuse. It's a form of abuse, and those are signs that you have to watch out for. And I'll give you a perfect example. I was telling Samantha I went out on a date recently. And the day,
you should do a story time.
You
should do a story time
on that. Okay, I'll do a story time on that, and let you guys know what happened on this date. It was a sign that this particular guy could possibly have some of those tendencies, and it kind of made me a kind of little. I kind of got a little angry, but then I was like, okay, so he's a little aggressive. And this could lead somewhere else, and I'm not the one. So I'll do a story time. I'll do a story time. To be continued.
But go ahead.
But I just wanted to say that there are different things that you need to look for, and as women we think, oh well, he just did it that one time. It's only the beginning. That one time is the beginning of many times. So just, be aware of certain things, and listen to your gut feeling. God gives us as women intuition, and we need to listen to that and not, feel like, we give men so many excuses and so many
give them the benefit of the doubt. We don't hold them accountable.
We don't hold them accountable, and that's because we don't want to be alone, and we don't want to be and we don't want to feel like we're nagging and we're doing this and we're doing that, and then in the end we're becoming the victim. So just be aware of certain signs when you're dating and when you're in relationships that can indicate that there's some type of abuse, because it starts off small and then it builds, and I'm speaking from experience.
So yeah, I know his wife Ashley Moss, I think she's back with them. She put out a statement kind of just trying to downplay the situation, like basically stating it's not a pattern, it doesn't happen on an everyday occurrence. See? Even though we probably already know.
See what I'm saying? See how she's making an excuse? It doesn't happen every day. It's not a pattern, but it's happening.
But you calling the police though, so
right?
It's pretty serious. But yeah, I don't know. We just live in a society. I know we complain about, not being protected and respected, but I think we got to start pushing accountability more and stop coddling the men in our lives. I think you can show love and be nurturing without coddling a person.
And one thing that
I'm making excuses, because they can't grow if you do that. If you enable them, they'll never be able to reach their full potential.
One thing I was telling Samantha that I noticed about the video, and which was very odd and which made it more concerning for me, is this man went to her parents' house. She went to where her mom and dad lives, and this was their home where he was beating down the door. And most men, if they know that you have another man that loves you and that will protect you,
they'll think twice about it.
But he had no apprehension of going over there and cutting up the way he did. So that makes me feel like that he's probably had something going on with the parents before. I wouldn't be surprised if he's probably had some type of problem with them, because he was just too comfortable. He was just too bold going over there, because if my dad was living and that would have happened, it wouldn't have went down. My daddy wouldn't when no man had came to my daddy's house beating on his door like that and left there.
You would have got the blizzy out.
Okay. I don't know. If that wouldn't have went down with my daddy.
I mean, he would have been in the right. Stand your ground long. Yeah. Somebody's property, banging, trying to beat down, tackling their door like you're.
Yeah. So that makes me think, what is going on?
They had a right to defend
What is
themselves.
going on with her parents? Or maybe she was saying, no, don't hurt him. As women, we be so caught up.
Maybe she was doing that.
Yeah, don't hurt him. No. Maybe she was doing that. I don't know. But this whole thing with him going over to this young lady's parents' house and just, that right there would be enough for me. How dare you disrespect my parents like that? And where they live. Not only are you disrespecting me and the covenant of marriage and our children, my babies are in here. So we gotta think about, who we have relationships with. He's not stable. He's not stable. That's my opinion. Something is going on, and I think later he said that he was going through a lot. Well, go get help. That's why we have therapists and counselors.
But it's people who go through a lot and still don't put their hands on other people.
But that's the excuse. I was going through a lot.
I know people that have been suicidal.
I'm a free agent.
I know people who have bipolar, schizophrenic, and they not going down.
Yeah, putting their hand on people. Though. And you got to learn how to control your emotions.
Gone through CTE and they not beating up on people. So I think it's more anger.
And rage.
I'm not saying it's not plausible that there might not be nothing wrong physically, but I think it's the anger.
Whatever it is, it's not acceptable. And as a husband, and she just needs to rethink that whole thing.
She wants to save him. She wants to protect him. So she's willing to sacrifice herself. It's like, yes, on one end I do feel sorry.
And her babies.
I do feel sorry for him. On the other end, it's like she's protecting him. She's enabling him. So it's like, well, you going back into that situation.
But as a mother, it's not about you. It's about protecting. Your babies need to know that they can be in a safe place and feel protected. They're at their grandmother's house and their grandparents' house, and they're not protected.
Maybe she feel like going back to him is in the best interest of her children, so they can have both mom and dad in the household.
Oh, that's full. Yes.
I mean, it's
you didn't have mom and dad, and you turned out fine.
Wait, I did have mom and dad. You mean we weren't in the same household?
We wasn't in the same household, right?
We were still in the same household.
And I think you turned out fine. So it'll be all right.
Well, on that note, guys, I think we can end it there. No need to beat it. Beat it over the head. Oh, no pun intended. Sorry. But oops. Yeah. So on that note, I'm Sammy Nicole. This is Fifi. We are the Sammy Nicole and Fifi Show. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let us know what you think down in the comment section. Also, if you like what you saw today, go back and look at some of our older videos. We talked about a plethora of different topics that have happened in our lives, pop culture.
And if you go back, you can find out a lot more about us, how we started. We have a mother and daughter tag. Like goes back like 3 or 4 years, and it tells all about us. So go back and look at some of our old videos. I can tell that a lot of people are watching our old videos because they're coming back up. But we have a lot of videos out there with a lot of different topics. We do. So be sure to check us out. If you didn't like this video, tell us why. Keep it respectful. And we get a lot of that. Because you will get blocked. Because you won't run up and say that stuff in person. I don't block people. I just say thank you and thanks for watching. Because you'll talk big on social media. But if you see a person, you see them in person, they won't say nothing. I'm not going to go back and forth with you, with anybody. If you say what you want to say, it's your opinion, and I just appreciate you watching and share the video. It does help the algorithm. All right, either way, thank you guys. Until next time, bye.